Hey guys, we all recall that about 2 days ago, Senator Natasha Akpoti went to the Inter-Parliamentary Union Women's Meeting to lay her complaint concerning what has transpired between she and the Nigerian Senate, urging that they've refused to investigate the matter and she's been suspended for 6 months and many other privileges cut off. So we recall that after that meeting with them, the president of the IPO, which is Mrs. Tulia, she said they are going to hear from the other person's side, which is from the Senate president's own side concerning this matter. So they have responded to this. The Senate has replied through the Senate leader akpabio. So watch this video and hear what they had to say concerning this matter. And please, if you are new here, you are highly welcome. Do well to subscribe for more and legit videos.
My name is Cinda Kondoni, Strategic Affairs of the Permanent Mission of Nigeria to the United Nations. And following deliberations at the Inter-Parliamentary Union Women Parliamentary Meeting, some remarks were made by a Nigerian, and following the remarks, we have the Chairman House Committee on Women and Social Development, Honorable Kafilat Adetola Obara, to also make a remark with regards to the comments that were made on the floor of the parliamentary meeting. So I will hand the floor over to
Senator Natasha Akpoti was suspended for gross misconduct and unruly behavior, and not as a result of allegation of sexual harassment or assault. The authority of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria firmly rebukes the deliberate misinformation and false narratives being circulated by certain media organizations regarding the six-month suspension of Senator Natasha Akpoti. Let it be unequivocally stated that Senator Udwaha was suspended solely for a persistent act of misconduct, blatant disregard for the provisions of the Senate Standing Orders 2023 as amended, and gross indiscipline, nothing more, nothing less. This is still the voice of the leader of the Senate. It has come to the attention of the Senate that some media reports are attempting to falsely suggest that Senator Udwaha's suspension was due to allegations of sexual harassment. This is completely untrue, misleading, and a calculated attempt to distort the facts. If Senator Udwaha had strictly followed our guiding principles, the Senate would have treated her petition based on merit in line with its practice, but she never obeyed the established practices of the institution where she was serving. The facts of the suspension. This is still the voice of the Senate leader. Senator Udwaha's suspension was a decision of the committee of the whole Senate, following the submission of a report by the chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges. The report found her guilty of violating sections 6.1 and 6.2 of the Senate rules and recommended her immediate suspension. The disciplinary action was a response to her repeated violations of legislative decorum, including 1. Refusing to sit in her assigned seat during plenary on the 25th February 2025, despite multiple pleas from the leadership and other ranking senators, an act of open defiance and disorderly conduct. 2. Speaking without being recognized by the presiding officer in clear violation of parliamentary practices and procedures on the 25th February 2025. 3. Engaging in unruly and disruptive behavior, obstructing the orderly conduct of Senate proceedings. 4. Making abusive and disrespectful remarks against the leadership of the Senate. 5. Defying and refusing to comply with the summons of the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges mandated to investigate cases of misconduct. These actions represented a direct challenge to the authority of the Senate and a violation of the Senate Standing Orders 2023 as amended, that govern the business of the Senate and the conduct of its members. The disciplinary measure was therefore necessary and justified to restore order and uphold the integrity of the Senate of the country's foremost democratic institution. This is still the voice of the leader of the Senate. On the petition and allegations, contrary to the false claims being circulated, Senator Uduaghan was not suspended for making any sexual harassment or for submitting a petition. Her petition was rightfully discountenanced because it failed to meet the clear and established procedural requirements for submitting petitions to the Senate. The rules of the Senate apply to all members without exception, and no petition, regardless of its subject, can be considered if it does not follow due process. To suggest that a suspension was linked to a petition is not only a distortion of facts, but an intentional and malicious attempt to mislead the public. Condemnation of misleading media reports. The Senate strongly condemns the irresponsible and unethical reporting by some media organizations that have deliberately twisted the facts to suit a false narrative. This coordinated misinformation campaign is nothing more than an attempt to politicize a disciplinary action that was strictly based on clear violations of Senate Standing Orders 2023 as amended. It is reckless, misleading, and a disservice to the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the whole world who deserve truthful and factual reporting. We therefore urge all foreign correspondents and responsible media houses to correct these misrepresentations and avoid propagating falsehoods that undermine the integrity of Nigeria.
Just as I said before in my previous video, the Nigerian Senate are hiding under the umbrella of she broke the rules of the Senate. If she broke the rules of the Senate, does that warrant this harsh punishment from you guys? You guys are not telling us the truth. They are using those breaking the rules of the Senate to punish this woman. Is she the only one that has ever broken these rules? Who in that Senate has ever been suspended without salary for 6 months? Who in that Senate has been suspended retrieving all of her securities, retrieving all of her official cars? Who in that Senate has been suspended and telling her not to ever represent herself as the senator of Nigeria for the next 6 months, both at home in Nigeria and internationally? Who in that Senate has been suspended with such harsh punishment? So these people are only using this breaking of rules to punish this woman. Meanwhile, what they did was because of that allegation she levied against the Senate president. So they are all angry about that. Remember, as recalled, that these guys are caucus. They are a bunch of friends. Many people are saying that Natasha lied, that she was suspended because of the allegation she levied against the Senate president, and some say she has shot herself on the foot by going to the IPU. Let me ask you this question as a wise person. On that suspension list they wrote, the number 2 section was that if she apologizes to the Senate president, the suspension will be lifted and she might come back to the Senate. So I want to ask you, what is she actually apologizing for? Is she apologizing that she accused the Senate president wrongly or not? We don't even know, because the case has not been investigated. So imagine she going to apologize to the Senate president. What do you think will happen? Of course, this case will be swept under the carpet. Of course, they are telling her to come and apologize so that this whole case will be on her, and they will say, she has finally apologized. It means she was lying. Why would they tell her to apologize? Or is she apologizing for the rules she broke that she has already been suspended for? I don't understand. It's only take a sane person to sit down and think. Who in that Senate has been suspended with this harsh punishment? I still ask you guys. They are only hiding under the umbrella of she broke that rule, because I signed my own petition by myself, and because I failed to sit at the seat they assigned to me and speak does not warrant them to suspend my salary, does not warrant them to retrieve everything that I own, because I was duly elected by my people, not by the Senate. Even if I break rules, there should be another way of punishing or giving this. Not this thing did not even warrant suspension. Many, just as seen, many people have broken the same rules before, but they did not even suspend them one bit. So why is her own case different? So it's for you to know that they are really hiding under this breaking rules to punish this woman for saying the truth, to punish her for accusing the Senate president of what she has accused him. So it only takes a wise person to understand this. So if you like, you can continue ranting that she broke the rules and that was why she was suspended. Suspended because of she broke a rule. There should be other ways to go about this. Even if she will be suspended, not with this harsh treatment. This is my own opinion. Thank you all for watching.